Hello, my friends. Thank you for joining me. We're going to Psalm 56, verse 3 through 4. This is 5 Minutes of Faith. Psalm 56, verse 3 through 4. I'm talking about trusting in God and how imperative it is that we trust in God. I believe that one of the greatest enemies that we face as believers is fear. Fear can paralyze your faith. Fear can stop you dead in your tracks of walking with God, of fulfilling the purposes of God. When people get into fear, this is what stops us, what keeps us from doing what God told us to do. And the enemy's always been using fear, and he always will use fear. This is why God over and over again tells us, do not fear, do not be afraid. Well, the only way you can overcome fear is by trusting in God. I want to talk about fear today and how that we can overcome this by simply, again, depending on and knowing, having full confidence that our God is with us, that He is not only here with us, but He's going to provide everything we need to overcome and be victorious in whatever He's called us to. Psalm 56, verse 3 says, "Whenever I am afraid, I will trust in you. In God, I will praise His word. In God I have put my trust. I will not fear. What can flesh do to me?" You know, ultimately that is the question we need to ask. If God is for me, who could be against me? What can flesh do to me? Even if they kill my body, my spirit is saved, it is redeemed. I have already been purchased. I have citizenship in heaven. You know, the worst thing that can happen to me on this earth is really the best thing that could happen. If I were to be absolutely killed or destroyed from this earth, I'm going to be with the Lord. To be present in this body is to be absent from the Lord. To be absent from the body is to be present with the Lord. So again, this trusting in this life, He will protect me. He is with me. He'll give me wisdom and guidance. And in the life to come, He'll provide. I have nothing to fear. Deuteronomy 31, verse 6. This is what God told Joshua. "Be strong and of good courage. Do not fear, nor be afraid of them. For the Lord your God, He is the one who goes with you. He will not leave you nor forsake you." Boy, this is so powerful because there's going to be times in life when we have to face enemies. We have to face the uncertainties of life. We have to face things that may look terrifying and fearful. But He says, do not be afraid nor dismayed because God is with us. You know, back that earlier, Psalm 56, He said, "When I am afraid, I trust in God." You know, you may feel afraid. You may have the emotion of fear. But it does not mean you have to be ruled by it. And you don't have to let it govern what you think, say, or do. Let faith govern what you think, say, or do. No matter how you feel. Yeah, you're going to have sometimes that nervous feeling. And you're going to maybe sometimes be battling the thoughts of fear. But don't give in. Trust in God. Trust in His word. Trust in His presence. In Psalm 23, verse 4, we're all familiar with this one. "Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I shall fear no evil, for you are with me. And your rod and your staff, they comfort me." Fear no evil, because God is with us. No matter what kind of darkness is around us, the light of God outshines it all. Fear is the result of putting more faith in your problem than you do in God. Let me say that again. Fear is the result of putting more faith in the problem than you do in God. And that's easy to do, especially whenever you see it, you hear it, you could touch it, you taste it. All of your senses are aroused by whatever it is you're seeing. Your emotions are going to be piqued, and that's wherever you got to battle now. And you've got to trust in God through those times. Have faith. Look in 2 Kings. I love this story. 6 verse 16. Elisha and his servant, they're surrounded by this army to be destroyed. And his servant comes in. He's like, "What are we going to do? They're surrounding us." And so Elisha prays and he said, "Answer, do not fear, for those who are with us are more than those who are with them." And Elisha prayed and said, "Lord, I pray, open his eyes that he may see." Then the Lord opened the eyes of the young man, and he saw. And behold, the mountain was full of horses and chariots of fire all around Elisha. Again, trust in God no matter what your situation looks like. You may be surrounded, but God is greater than them all. Trust in Him. Amen. Thank you for joining me. This has been another 5 Minutes of Faith.